Hey everybody, I'm Chef Mohammed from the Humane Society of the United States, and today we are making polenta cakes with a beautiful lentil chorizo. Let's get started. So we're going to start off with making our polenta. So in a pot, we're going to add our vegetable stock. And we're just going to bring our vegetable stock to a boil on medium-high heat. So now our stock is to a boil, so we're going to slowly add in our polenta while whisking, just to ensure that there are no clumps. So you want to continue to whisk this constantly, just to ensure that there are no clumps and also to ensure that our polenta doesn't stick. And now we're going to lower our heat to low. So there are many schools of thought on whether or not you have to stand here the whole time and constantly whisk your polenta. That's up to you. The whole point, we're just trying to ensure that there are no lumps in the polenta, and of course that the polenta doesn't burn. So over here I have a quarter sheet pan. I lined it with some parchment paper and sprayed it with some oil just to ensure that the polenta doesn't stick. And now we're just going to pour in our beautiful creamy polenta. So now you just want to make sure that your polenta is nice and evenly flat. A little pro tip for you: if you put some oil on your offset spatula, your polenta won't stick. It's amazing. So now you want this to cool inside your walk-in fridge for at least 1 hour or overnight. So while our polenta is cooling down and firming up, we're going to now start on our lentil chorizo. So in a small mixing bowl, we're going to come back. Oh look, you can see my face in the bowl. Hello. Okay, so in a small mixing bowl, we're going to combine our spices. We have some garlic powder here, smoked paprika, chili powder, salt, black pepper, and over here we have some dried oregano, ground cinnamon, dried thyme, and ground coriander. And now we're just going to combine all these. Wow, this smells so good. Just that smoky cinnamon flavor, the authentic chorizo spice. It's beautiful. You can easily increase the spice level if you like. Just add some cayenne pepper or some hot sauce. And over here we have some vegetable stock. We're just going to add our cornstarch to it. Of course, try to get it into the bowl, not like me. And we're just going to whisk this in and set it aside. So now let's start our lentil chorizo, okay? So in a large skillet over medium-high heat, we're going to add our oil. And once our oil is up to heat, we're going to add our onions. And now we're going to saute our onions for about 3 to 5 minutes or until they're translucent. So our onions are now translucent. We're now going to add our lovely spice mixture. And we're going to bloom this for about a minute. And now we're going to add our cooked lentils and our apple cider vinegar. Now we're just going to cook this until the lentils have warmed through and the apple cider vinegar has evaporated. And now we're going to add our vegetable stock and cornstarch mixture. You do want to make sure that the lentils don't soak up too much of the liquid here because we still want it to be a sauce. Beautiful. And now we're just going to hold this hot for service. And over here we have our polenta cakes. As you can see, they're firmed up very easily and nicely. Okay, there are many benefits of making polenta cakes. The first one is they're going to be pre-portioned, which we're about to do right now. The second one is they will not dry out like polenta does. And the third one is they will hold well. So we're now going to portion out our polenta. So now in a pan on medium-high heat, we're going to add some oil. And over here, we're going to be frying off our polenta. We just want to make sure that it gets a nice crust and it's nice and crispy from the outside and smooth and creamy from the inside. Now we're going to grab one of our polenta cakes and we're just going to lay it in the pan. Now we want to cook this until it's golden brown, so about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. And now we're going to flip. And you want to make sure you use the pan to your advantage, so to get the edges, kind of push your polenta down, just to make sure you're getting all the edges. Now we're going to place our polenta on a sheet pan, and we're going to bake it for around 10 to 15 minutes at 350 degrees. So now it's time to plate, okay? So we're going to grab our polenta. It baked beautifully in the oven. And we're going to place it right in the middle of the plate. Then we're going to add our lentil chorizo across the polenta. And now we're going to garnish with about a tablespoon of fresh cilantro. And we're going to top with another tablespoon of green onions. And look at that. Over here we have our beautiful polenta cake with lentil chorizo.